Welcome to the weekly social where it's everything Katy, Fulshear, Richmond. Today we have Priscilla Pfaff with Select Title. This one's David Brown with the Ballard House. He's a special guest.
Yes.
And it's a very special place that they run. So say hello, David.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate being here. We are, if you don't know, the Ballard House is a 40-room hospitality house that's located in Katy off of Mason Road, near Creech Elementary. And I tell you that because our community is such that it's been such an incredible support from Katy throughout our almost now 15 years.
Of the actual Ballard House or of Cinco Charities?
Yeah, so Ballard House is 10 years old, and Cinco
Right.
Charities is almost coming up on 20 years. 20 years. Yes.
Okay.
So
Yes.
I'm learning some history here. Hooray.
Oh, just amazing. I mean, when Cinco Charities, was formed, I thought maybe we would have a house, that would house 6 or 7 people, that are coming in for treatment.
Sure.
Any kind of treatment for the Houston area. It's not just cancer, but it's heart, it's limbs, it's anything that
We
they're
have
coming
the
in.
Med Center, which
Right.
is
Yeah.
world renowned.
which people forget about, that the Texas Medical Center is world renowned, and there are people throughout the world that come to Houston, and the Ballard House was created by
Aaron and Monty Ballard,
they had received Keller Williams Premier had received kind of a challenge to leave a legacy, and so the thought first was a rental house, perhaps.
Right.
Did some initial fundraising, started the charity, and then Mr. Ballard and Mrs. Ballard got involved and built this incredible house. And if you have not seen it, I challenge you for Christmas to go see the back. Come step inside the Ballard House. It's a magnificent place, and it's a community.
It's a community where, the people that are coming in for the treatment, that are having treatment with their caregivers, they're helping each other.
Mm-hmm.
They're, a caregiver, needs help with, maybe some food or whatever. They're taking care of each other. It's just amazing.
Yeah.
The camaraderie just within them, not only the camaraderie from the local community coming in and doing, bringing supper into them and playing the piano for them, and
The other night,
just,
I want to mention, you saw the piano. It was Wednesday night. We had a church brought in dinner, and one of those things that our community does is every night a dinner is provided by a different group.
Oh, wow.
Company,
That's awesome.
An organization. This happened to be a church, and so someone from the church got on and was playing Christmas music, and I'm telling you, the entire house, all the guests started singing a Christmas song, and it was incredible.
Very moving.
Oh, it was, and I think that's one of the key points about the Ballard House is that people, when you have a dinner served by someone else to you after the longest day perhaps of your life of going through a treatment,
Very stressful.
it's stressful, and you don't come back, you don't have to think about it, but then you think, wow, this was prepared by somebody else, and it lifts people, it helps them, and I hear that every day about what that difference that makes for somebody.
because the Ballard House is, they don't pay for coming and staying there.
Yeah.
Because there's so much expense
It's very taxing.
for,
Yeah.
the medical, just what they're going through, and to be able to
Travel
have
costs
that.
alone to come here.
Yes, sir.
Because like you said, people from all over the world come here for treatment.
Mhm.
People, there are people that would not be able to receive get that every day, would not be able to get treatment. They may be coming from a smaller community, and that is not available to them. But an expensive travel, and your world is literally turned upside down, and to the worries and the fears. But then knowing that there is a place that is not going to, not charging them anything, but then also is, I want to mention real quick this. Today we had literally a busload of toilet paper and paper towels delivered to the house from a wrestling team at Paytow High School.
Oh,
They
wow.
had a wrestling tournament with Cinco Ranch High School in Seven Lakes, and they.
And what did they do? Say, okay, whoever wins is going to donate this to
So
the Ballard House, or what?
Every wrestler was kind of just charged with, hey, would you think about. So they had, literally a busload. But you think about something like that, and so our guests, they don't have to think about laundry detergent or a food pantry. All this is provided by our community, and we have that blessing, something like this every day. It is.
Is there anything, since we're on that topic, Dave? Is there anything that is needed right now that the community can help with?
I think we're always looking for fresh fruit. It kind of sounds,
Okay.
but an apple, a banana, an orange. We're very blessed. A lot of our high school students will bake cookies and bring sweets, but a banana every day. It really makes a difference. So our guests, so that would be an item, But we are, it's the end of the year, and I would ask that folks think about a charity to donate financially. We do not receive any government funding. The house is, like I said, it's 40 rooms, so it's a big undertaking.
40 rooms is a lot.
Yeah, and so
The
there's.
cost to keep that facility open every month is.
Right. Yeah, we've been very blessed that we've got, private companies, individuals that help us, support us regularly. But it's something that there's companies out there that.
Right, that also, like if I make a donation, sometimes companies will, match that donation.
Yeah.
Or if your company possibly does some grants, hey, recommend us or tell us how to get involved in that, tell you how to do that.
We've had some big corporate sponsors. Halliburton was one of those that I mentioned, and HEB.
HEB has been, oh my gosh, they've been amazing.
Yeah, you could list it. I don't want to leave anybody out, but yeah, those corporate grants are something that and if you think about it, if your company does that, please let us know, and we appreciate any support.
And support those businesses, because that allows them to support you.
Right.
So it's our community supporting the community to support.
Yeah.
Because if you shop on Amazon, you're not going to get anything back from that.
Right.
So if you're supporting HEB or whatever, that allows them to help facilitate this well.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Aren't there some other sites though, Dave, that you can go to where they give back to charities?
Yeah, some do. I think the best thing, I think, ultimately is to go onto our website, and we've got a couple different campaigns that we would ask that you think about.
Do you have like needs and wants list, or?
Yeah, there is a list.
Okay.
There's a supplies list that you could look at. There's monthly, regular monthly donations.
Right.
But I did want to mention, we, being 10 years old, we have done over 90,000 nights of free lodging for
90,000.
90,000. That's and you think
That's
about
unbelievable.
the cost of.
In our local market, I would say average minimum $100 a night here.
Minimum,
Probably
I'd say.
higher than that,
Oh,
honestly.
yeah. I would say over 200, isn't it?
Yeah, it's probably, I usually kind of 150 is kind of
150 is the number.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think beyond that, I think kind of like you'd mentioned, the folks that are able to support us by donating a meal and serving a meal and or bringing in
Volunteering.
Well, that's it. That's the other thing, Richard. I appreciate you mentioning that too. We have 65 regular volunteers that
That's
are
huge.
scheduled every day. In fact, we had this big delivery today, the donation. And so our 4 volunteers that came in, they saw this mound of white, that was
sitting there as you walk in, I guess.
It was very funny, but they help us answer the phone, they do laundry, they help clean rooms, they just
40 rooms, 65 people daily. That's
and we obviously couldn't do that if we had to from a paying that to
Right.
cover. It would be very, very taxing, but it's amazing. The thing that I also am touched by is that the volunteers know that they're there primarily for the guests. So if they interact with a guest at some point, or they see some type of need, just being able to sit down and, just acknowledge what that person, just an ear to, to listen, makes such a difference, and that people that are doing that, obviously, their heart, they want to be able
takes
to.
a special person.
It does,
But that's why you're the director of the Ballard House too, sir. Because of your heart.
I appreciate that.
So, I mean, everything you do every day just makes such a difference for so many people.
That's sweet of you to say, but it's truly an honor and a privilege. People say that, but I mean, it is something that I am feel very, very lucky, fortunate to be able to do it.
I think we're lucky to have you.
Yeah, well, thank you very much.
So some events that are coming up.
Yes, we do. We do several fundraising events in the year. We are in February 9th. We're having our annual Sporting Place tournament out at Westside Sporting, and I know that you're a big proponent, and
Yes, I did.
I think you might have even started.
I think I did.
I think you did. Exactly, yes.
But and then to be in charge of guns, which is not something I go and shoot or am really familiar with, but I do the guns.
Yes,
so,
you are in charge of that. Yes.
But it's an amazing thing.
It's a fun event, and we're doing it on a Friday, so we would appreciate those folks that like to go out and play shoot. It's a morning. It starts in the morning. We have breakfast and we have lunch after, and it's
good food, guys. Good food.
I want to mention Strategy Engineering. They provide all the food for us, and they've done this for 5 years or longer. Yeah,
at least.
But it's a great way to spend the morning.
Sure.
We do some auction. We auction off some really neat hunting and fishing trips. And
very awesome.
But if you would go to our website, it's theballardhouse.org.
Yes.
Yes, theballardhouse.org. You can sign up there to register for the event. But
how many people do you need on a team? 4?
Just one team, right?
Okay.
Yeah. And we've got some folks that have been that participated every year, and we've got some some really cool belt buckles that you win if you're the top.
Yes.
The top
wow.
team.
Yes.
So.
That's a Texas thing.
Yeah.
It is a Texas thing.
It is.
I didn't realize how important it was.
We're kind of a rodeo state,
Yes.
and those belt buckles are very important.
I remember when I first started, I'm like, really, do we still need to do the belt buckle?
Oh, yes.
We need that belt buckle.
Yes, there is no
kidding?
question.
Yes, are you kidding? But if you would,
Urban cowboy.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you want to come volunteer that day and help out with the event, if there's something that you know about that could be donated for that event, sponsorship, there's just all sorts of opportunities to.
Right, we've been fortunate to have several sponsors, but yes, I think this is the first time we've done it on a Friday. Again, we're looking to to have that.
Yeah,
let's
it's usually
take
been
that
on a
Friday.
Saturday.
Yeah, let's take that Friday and.
Friday should be good. A lot of people work 4 days or they're half days.
Oh,
so
sure, yeah.
Right.
Flexibility. Yeah.
But, also, hopefully some of the oil companies, come in and bring their teams, and Fridays are usually better for that, so.
And we still have their weekend though.
Right.
Right, exactly.
Right.
Yeah, right.
And West Clay's, the reason we do it at West Clay's Shooting Club is West Side, thank you. It is a private
Yes.
club.
Oh, it is private.
Uh-huh. So somewhat like a golf club, golf course. People want to go and play at an event so they can see the club, because that wouldn't be normally someplace they could go and just shoot at.
Unless they're a guest with a member.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And it's a great facility. They have supported us so
Yeah,
much.
Great. Yes. See, that's why she started this thing. She knows every little part about this, but it is a great fundraiser. So we appreciate the other. I think I wanted to mention too, the house is 10 years old, and we celebrated our 10-year anniversary in October.
Congratulations.
So, yeah, it was quite a we had kind of a weekend celebration Friday night. It was some of our past supporters and future supporters and board members Mr. Ballard was
Yes.
was there Friday, and Mrs. Ballard was there on Saturday. We did a kind of a community event on Saturday where we just welcomed all the volunteers, and we did some dancing actually.
Yeah.
I believe, and we had one of our guests he was cha-cha, and it was
Oh, wow.
it was big.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So.
Oh, it was a great event.
Yeah.
The weather was perfect for it.
Yeah.
I mean, it was wonderful. And then Pfaff Solutions, which thank you, Richard, for introducing us to them.
Yeah.
They actually, those guys came in and did some videos for us
Oh, that's
and
awesome.
everything.
That's right, yeah.
So again, because of your relationship and the value you're offering, those guys came back and offered value back to the Ballard House. So
That's awesome.
What a blessing.
It was really neat.
Yes.
They were able to, interview Aaron Ballard and just talk about the legacy and, how everything started. And, but it's one of those things that we think about a decade of serving others and then looking at, okay, we want to do this, forever,
Yes.
so how do we, what else do we need to be looking at and doing, so.
What's the forward vision?
mhm.
Yeah, I think it's funny, somebody said, 40 rooms is a lot, but we are full,
What is the occupancy?
yeah, it's interesting, we have some folks that are coming in for a couple of days because they're maybe going through a checkup and or they've been here, or some are staying for 90 days, at a time. So, but we have to allow a certain couple days to turn the room, if you would, because we're small and lean and mean, if you would. But well over 90%, and it's we have a lady at one of our staff members, Dottie, who is just phenomenal at making sure if there is any chance we can get that person in, whether it's someone had to change their canceled, whatever happened, she'll keep that wait list and make sure that we accommodate as many folks as we can. So,
Oh, that's
pretty amazing,
awesome.
pretty amazing.
The other thing about, and if people are listening and thinking about different charities that they give to,
Yes.
I think it's very important and valid that everybody knows that 98% of the funds that are raised for the Ballard House go back into the Ballard House.
That's awesome. Because a lot of those nationals, if you look into it,
Yes, sir.
90% goes to salaries, 10% to the cause, and that's sad. And I stay
Yes.
away from them and support locals. So
Right.
I'm a local business merchant.
Mhm.
Priscilla is,
Mhm.
and we try to do everything we can to support our local community,
Right.
so that money doesn't get filtered out into somebody's high salary.
I always like to kind of let people know about that because
Thank
it's
you.
huge.
Mhm.
It's huge
Right.
in the charity, the 501Cs, and knowing that that money is going back to them.
And you're making a difference.
Right.
No, you are,
And you get to see it.
No, I like to tell people you're impacting a guest directly, and a guest that you may never meet, but just know that they are they're receiving this gift of an opportunity to for treatment.
So we've gone kind of all around, I and you may do it different than I do, Dave. When I talk about the Ballard House, I talk about, similar to the Ronald McDonald House, but for any age
That's
can
right.
come and stay
That's correct.
for any kind of treatment.
Right. Anything life-threatening is how we determine, if you would, but any life-threatening, and that could be a transplant. We had a gentleman.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
That was with us. He was at our 10-year anniversary.
Oh, he's amazing.
Yeah, and he, almost over a 3-year time frame,
Yeah.
was with us on and off, and but got his heart, and he was.
But he never gave up.
Yeah,
He never
I
gave
remember
up.
a couple
And
times.
he was at our events. He was helping us and everything while he was waiting for this heart transplant.
Wow.
And I think-
Mindset.
I think people do know that the Ballard House, maybe not, flooded during Harvey, right?
Yeah, they
So-
may
I
not
was aware
know.
of that.
Yeah.
So we were, we had guests in the house that at that event, and we were able to, our Kathy Alt, our, former director, was able to get everyone moved out of the house and into a
safe, yeah.
safe place, and also then people in Katy opened up their homes so we could allow the guests to stay with them and then get everything repaired, which was, truly a miracle. I just remember that process and.
Well, and that was, so some of the history on it is, so that hit, house had to be restored from
Sure.
the water, and then what happens?
And then we, based on the fact that were running and not being able to serve as many folks as we could, Mr. Ballard gifted us the additional 14 rooms, because we initially were 26 rooms. So we built an additional on to the house, and we built
You're already doing the
So
construction, why not?
that was after,
That's
it
awesome.
was redone,
Oh,
and
after.
then
Yeah,
the next house was built.
right.
Okay.
So it's connected. We now have an apartment where we have a host couple that lives at the house, and do a phenomenal job. Reggie and his wife Brenda live and are with our guests every night, and interacting and serving, on a,
But they're there if anything
somebody
happens
gets
or
knocked
anybody
out of the room,
needs
yeah, somebody- yeah,
something.
right,
There's somebody there 24.
24/7.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Um,
So,
But you mentioned, that we serve, any age, and we have a child's or a kid's playroom upstairs. I was just upstairs before I came here, and there was another guest, and she was just literally sitting down and just talking, playing with this kid. They were building blocks or something. But I mean, and that's, I'm sure her mom at that point, his mom was maybe going through treatment.
Right.
But she recognizes, guests recognize, I'll go into the room with him and
spend some
spend
time.
with him. Yeah. So that
but that's what's so cool. I mean, and that's what the guests feel when they come in.
Camaraderie.
Yes,
Yeah, right.
and that whatever they need,
yeah.
whether it be sitting and sitting with a child for a little bit,
Right.
it's somebody's going to do it.
But it's a guest playing a piano. There's a couple that I remember. I mean, they'll come and they'll just say, "Can I play?" Absolutely. They're out playing, wonderful, and it resonates through the house. And we built the chapel. That's one thing I wanted to mention too. Built the chapel and specifically looks, it's over on the second floor. But we have every Wednesday we do a worship service, and it makes it's again something that can assist the guests, and
Oh, and it's beautiful.
Yeah.
If you haven't gone in,
Yeah.
go in, walk into the Ballard house and go see the chapel.
They
It
can go
is
Tour the
beautiful.
place, the general public.
Absolutely, yeah.
Mhm.
I'm glad you mentioned that. We welcome folks to come, because a lot of folks I assume I know the Ballard House and know exactly where it is. Well, taking the step in and just
I
saying
didn't know
things.
what it was
Yeah.
until
Well,
I knew it was the Ballard House, but I didn't know
Sure.
what it was until
No.
Priscilla explained it to me.
Yeah.
We had a guest or an individual this week that had never been inside, and after touring and seeing everything, wanted to sponsor a room. Because they see the impact of
Yes.
just walking and seeing guests and
Yes.
understanding, putting it all together.
And that's another thing that can help the Ballard house is the room sponsorship.
Right, that's right. We
Mhm.
have 40 rooms, and we have different areas throughout the house that an individual like
Right.
yourself does, and also companies do. HEB has our kitchen,
Yeah.
Methodist West has our other kitchen, and so that's a big commitment, but
Mhm.
but one that really can help us.
Right, and I think, so many people have been touched by,
90,000
losing somebody,
nights.
well, 90,000 nights, but, losing a loved one, a friend, and knowing what all, you go through that process, or trying to keep them with us, and how significant our medical community is, with the resources we have at Houston is unbelievable.
It's unsurpassed in my,
Yeah.
that's my professional opinion, it's
Yeah.
unsurpassed,
Right,
unbelievable.
And so, you know, we have the place for them to stay, you know, and you know, I've been touched by loss and of losing, you know, and so for knowing that somebody can come in and get help and have that is just, it's just
It
amazing.
takes a load off of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it really
Yeah.
does. You know, and you know, you think about too the commitment on behalf of the caregiver. So when whether it's a spouse or a family member, a sister, or you know, a daughter that has to come again and their life is turned upside down, but
Right.
you know, that just one less thing that they have to worry about, and that's what the Ballard House can do.
With so many ways, food at night, help was from somebody else. I mean, just
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It does. I mean, I am, you know, blessed to be able to, to receive the notes from guests and the thank you notes, and just how, you know, you just don't realize what it can do to lift somebody's spirits and help them heal. You know,
Yeah.
that's what
wow.
we want to do. So, but,
Oh, Dave, it's just
Yeah.
amazing what y'all do and how you do it and take care of people,
yeah.
help them.
If they want to reach out to you, what's the best way for them to connect with the Ballard House?
Yeah, really, I think our website is the best. It is
Okay.
www.theballardhouse.org.
It's just been redone,
And it's going to be actually January 1. We're having a rollout, or at least a test next week. We're going to look at everything, but we're going to roll it out January 1.
but still, the website is great.
It's a
and
great
it has
resource.
all of the
So
information.
one thing to mention.
Even if you want to volunteer, you can sign up on the website to volunteer.
That's correct, and also that's how prospective guests, do the application process.
So if somebody needs your services,
Yeah.
we're also advising them to go to the
Right.
website.
That's
Right.
right, that's right. They
Right.
complete an application, and
And the social worker at the hospital.
they're also involved with helping, facilitate that,
Mhm.
and the physician who's going to be treating that
It's
person.
a lot of logistics.
There's a
there.
lot, there's a lot,
Mhm.
there's a lot,
Yeah.
of things that
Yeah.
happen prior to, and then, once I wanted to mention too, this group brought them yesterday. They were quilts. So every guest that comes in gets a quilt that is made by an individual. It's a church that did this one, but
Wow.
it was Pat Haffey's, her portrait. So anyway, so she, but I told her yesterday how impactful those are. That again, somebody who I'm never gonna meet
Right.
made a quilt for me that it's got message on it, and so. But yeah, those touch points are.
So I laugh about that. Pat Mahaffey and I, for the events when we first started everything, we had no, money to use to get an event going. It was all donated. We had nothing.
Right.
And Pat and I, man, we worked together so beautifully and got those events going. I mean, the wine tasting. That was something we started in a very small
Right.
Let me just do that.
thing, and now look at what it is.
Right.
You
No,
know,
yeah.
we used to do a poker event. We used just all sorts of things, but we had no money
Just
for the
keep
event.
trying,
It was
whatever
just
works.
everybody donating and the community again coming together and making it happen.
That's awesome.
Because I think some people consider that once the house was built, they kind of forget that that doesn't stop, because there's electrical bills and insurance and all
Oh,
that
it takes
stuff
a lot. You know how much it
Overhead,
costs to run your house?
Oh, yeah.
Think about that times 40.
Yeah.
Insurance.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything.
Flood
Yeah.
insurance.
Yeah.
I think I just had to send that.
Sign that
yeah,
check.
send that out,
Uh-huh.
yes,
Mhm. Yeah. So, but it's amazing, and yes, everything is on the website. All the events that are coming up, all of that's on there. You can register, sponsor.
Please check it out. If
And-
you're looking to help sponsor and donate, please support them. Or if you're in need, and it's critical, life-threatening,
Yes.
please reach out to these people. They're here to help.
Oh, it's amazing.
I would also like to do a quick plug.
Go.
We do
Yes.
quarterly fundraisers at Redline Realty. Please support us because we support our community. We are doing our CAPS animal shelter.
Yes.
If you go to our Facebook page, we have their wants and needs list. You can order there on Amazon. That's just the only way I could do it, and it'll be drop
Right.
shipped. Or you can drop it off here at
Yes.
Select Title.
Yes.
Or Denise Thomasini, Supreme Lending.
Right.
We're also doing Boys and Girls Country Orphanage. We have their needs and want list. So if you would please support us, we're just doing a
Yeah.
big drive. We do it annually, and we try to get it to them right before Christmas. So
And
please support us.
Richard's been doing a great job at putting that out there to the community because we already have boxes stacked up of donations.
Yay!
So,
And I just started that last
Yeah.
week. My foot's on the
So-
gas.
That's fantastic.
absolutely
That's
wonderful.
fantastic.
So, I think, December is a great month to give back, right?
No, it is. No,
And be
Give a
thankful
thought.
for everything.
yes, right.
So, I think we're just very, very blessed, and thank y'all for all y'all do.
Wow.
Thank you for coming today.
Yeah, well, I appreciate this time. Thank
Yes,
you,
sir.
Richard.
This was
Thank
fun.
you, Priscilla.
This was fun because I think everybody's heard me talk about the Ballard House probably every
Yes, right.
episode of the podcast.
I would say, if not 100%, 99.9%. So,
Yeah,
It is
and
close to my heart.
I do want
It
to
is.
thank you, Priscilla, because from the day I got involved and started, you've helped me a great deal. So I probably
Wow.
haven't told you that enough. So
You
now
are
I'm telling
amazing,
you on
sir.
live.
Thank you,
How
thank you.
about that?
You never cease to just, do those little things to me, do you?
Well, that's
Yeah.
Well, I'm very sure as much as I can. Yes, no, but thank you.
Oh,
Sincerely,
thank you,
I do
Dad.
Thank you. So,
Thank you.
yeah,
Oh,
well, that's
thank
all
you,
right.
Richard.
We'll see you next week.
All right, bye
Thank you.
guys.